Hello everyone, my name's John and welcome to my latest video recipe. But before I get on with the recipe, which is shepherd's pie by the way, I'd just like to mention that over the last month or so I've been building a brand new website to run alongside the YouTube channel. This is where you'll be able to see the written ingredients and method for all my new recipes. And if you click on the About page over there, my wife and I do a short welcome to my website video. So if you're wondering what I look like, get yourself over there and have a look around. I'll leave a link in the description box below, or you can click on the eye icon top left of the screen and follow the directions. I've also left links to my Patreon appeal, where you can go and support the channel if you wish. It's all explained over on my Patreon page. I'll also post a short video very soon here on YouTube on how the Patreon appeal works. And now back to the recipe, which I've already mentioned is shepherd's pie. Here's a list of the ingredients you'll need if you want to follow along. And this is the baking tin I'll be using. The dimensions are on screen. And the recipe I'm doing will easily serve 8 adults. And if that's too big for you, just half the recipe. First job is to prepare the veg for this dish. I'm using Morris Piper potatoes for the mash. This variety is a great all-rounder, and I believe the USA equivalent for these potatoes are russet or Yukon Gold. Right, I'll get on with peeling the carrot, turnip and onions. Make sure your carrot and turnip are diced small like mine, about a square centimetre. Now set those aside and don't mix them with the onions because I need to cook the onions separate. And the onions can be roughly chopped as shown, and I'll set those aside too while I prepare the potatoes. Don't cut your potatoes too big. I like to cut these medium-sized potatoes into 4s and try to keep them all around the same size, that way they'll cook evenly. Right, I'll give those a good wash and get them onto a medium heat and add the salt to the water. Once they come to the boil, set your timer for 20 minutes. Right, round about the halfway point I'll start to cook the mince. But for me, rather than move my cameras around, I'll move my potatoes to the back burner for now. Okay, to a large pan I'll add the 15 grams, that's 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Once it's hot, I'll throw in the onions and fry those off for a couple of minutes. Once the onions are soft, I'll add the minced lamb. You may know that as ground lamb, by the way. And this particular minced lamb has a 20% fat content. That'll keep this dish nice and moist and succulent. Next to go in is the teaspoon of dried thyme, followed by the salt. I'm also adding 3 of these stock cubes. These will add some extra flavour, but it's up to you whether you want these in or not. Right, I'll stir that for a few minutes until the meat separates and starts to loosen up as shown. Once it reaches this stage, you can add the diced vegetables and keep stirring for a couple of minutes until everything becomes hot again. Now cover the pan with the lid and leave it on a very low heat for 10 minutes. Now I'll move this onto the back burner and bring the potatoes back. Once the 20 minutes are up on the potatoes, carefully drain them off. Now get the pan onto a non-slippery surface and add the butter and start to mash. I like to finish them off with a good whisk. That makes doubly sure that there is no lumps. Don't add any milk or cream, you don't want this too sloppy. Once mashed, put the lid on and set it aside. And now's the time to preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius, that's 392 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 6. I'm setting mine to 180 degrees Celsius as my oven is fan assisted and it runs about 20 degrees hotter than indicated on the dial. Right, the mince and veg have had a good 10 minutes on a low heat. I'll test one of the larger pieces of turnip. It should be a little resistant, which is exactly what you want. And that is perfect. Now it's time to get it into the baking tin. Once in, I'll level it off. Right, next job is to spoon on the mashed potatoes as shown. Try and spread them out as evenly as possible. The best thing to level the potato off is a fork. Try to be as gentle as you can so that you don't start pulling up bits of mince from underneath. I like to finish off with a nice little line pattern with the fork. A nice little tip here is to mark off your portion size with the fork. By doing that, everybody gets the same size portion when you come to serve it up. And like I said earlier, you'll get 8 good size servings from this batch. Now sprinkle the grated cheese all over the top. You can use as much or as little as you like, but don't go over the stated amount that's in the recipe. And I'll finish off with some freshly ground pepper and a good sprinkle of sea salt. Now, once you get to this point, it's basically done. It only needs 15 minutes in the preheated oven, so you can make this well in advance of your meal. But for the video, I'm baking mine now, so I'll get it into the preheated oven and set the timer for 15 minutes. And there it is, one shepherd's pie looking absolutely gorgeous. I always used to say to my customers, if you listen carefully you can hear his dog barking. Right, I'll get it onto the board and serve up a portion while it's still piping hot. This would go nice with some steamed vegetables and a Yorkshire pudding with a little gravy. But I'm just going to try a piece all on its own. The smell that this dish is kicking up is awesome. If you're not keen on lamb, you can use beef or pork instead. But if you use beef or pork, you can't call it shepherd's pie, it has to be a cottage pie then. And yes, you guessed it, it's absolutely delicious. And there you go, another classic winter warmer from our work kitchens. And this one definitely gets a big thumbs up from me. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So, until the next time, be safe in the kitchen and bye for now.